Hola, benvenuto, and welcome to Creative Cooking. My name is Nicole Braxton, and I'm super excited to be with you here today as we focus on some delicious and nutritious meals. Today we'll be making portobello mushroom burgers, mashed potatoes, gravy, and last but not least, sweet potato fries. For our Let's Eat Together segment, the ingredients for our portobello burgers include 1.5 cups of your favorite Italian dressing, 3 garlic cloves minced, 2 portobello mushroom caps, 1 sprig of fresh rosemary, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 2 whole wheat buns, 2 pieces of lettuce, vegan mayo, and 2 slices of chow cheese. All right, to get us started, let's start with our portobello caps. So what I do for our portobello caps is I like to get the large ones and I will marinate it. So I like to marinate it, and when you go home and you are using your Italian dressing, it's important to find one that doesn't have vinegar in it. So you want to make sure to do that. And because it's healthier for your body to have it without it. So we'll take our portobello cap, put it in a bowl, and we will put our Italian dressing over it. Now today, you'll realize that all of our meals are plant-based. And the reason that I love to do that is because I found that eating plant-based meals are really good for the optimal health. It's really good to help you have a clear mind, help your body to function properly, and that's why I chose plant-based meals for today. And what we'll do is we're gonna allow this to marinate, and we'll put some extra seasonings to make sure it's full of flavor. So we'll put some garlic powder. You can put this on if you like. Add a little bit of garlic powder, put some Italian seasonings or rosemary, and then we'll mix it. What I like about mushrooms is, especially portobello caps, they really soak in the different ingredients and flavors you put inside of them or around them, and so they are not tasteless. They act similar to tofu in the sense that they absorb the different flavors. So what I like to do is leave the element of time to do its work. By allowing this to marinate, it's able to absorb it and it tastes better. So actually the longer you marinate your mushrooms, so for example, if you do it for 2 days as opposed to 1, you'll notice that you'll have more flavor. All right, so what you'll do is you'll put this in the refrigerator, and for the sake of time, I also have one prepared, so I'll go pull that one out. Okay, so now here's our marinated portobello mushroom. We'll take this out. Now it's time to give it a little bit of heat. So we'll put it on our stove. Let your pan or skillet heat. You'll put this on. Now it does have the marinade over it, so your hands might get a little messy, just so you know, but it's just full of flavor. So you allow that to continue to heat. And next, what we'll do is we can prepare the buns. You can also utilize vegan mayo, or if not, you can use a different sauce that you like instead. So for our mayo, just put a little bit on each bun. And if you like to put any other ingredients to complement your burger, you can do that as well. So for example, if you'd like to use a tomato, which is really good, you can add this. I like my tomatoes fresh off the vine. I've also found that since adopting more of a plant-based diet, when I eat better, I feel better, And when I feel better, I'm able to make better decisions. And my decisions, as human beings, we have so many decisions, whether it's regarding work, personal things, decisions and goals that we want to tackle. And for me, I found that by having more of a plant-based diet, I have less distractions when it comes to food. I'm curious, have you ever eaten a meal that tastes really, really good, but then after eating it, you realize that you're sleepy and tired and lethargic, and then where did the day go? So what I've noticed when I've had more plant-based meals, I'm able to still enjoy them, especially because we season them, and I'm also able to have more energy to still do the things that I want to do throughout the day. And when it comes to seasoning, there are different compartments that spices and taste and flavor can fall under. When you season, it can be either tangy, hot, sweet, pungent. It also can have a amalgamation, which is like a mixture of different things. So what I really enjoy is combining the different types of flavors and to really activate all the senses. Our five senses were given to us for a reason. So I think it's really nice to get the great aroma, the texture, and for it to be visually stimulating. So it's nice when you're cooking at home to be creative. Be creative. This is what it's all about because you can have fun with it. And with every recipe that you see here today, go ahead and make your spin on it. It's your chance to be creative and have fun. All right. So we have our tomatoes, and now I hear it sizzling. Gonna give it a turn. Okay. The smell is absolutely amazing. I like that the dressing really ties in all the different Italian seasonings, and then also you can also put garlic. We put the garlic powder. You can put it fresh as well as a base. And so you just let it cook down. And sometimes I like to put a top over it so it can press a bit and cook quicker. To top it off, so we have our buns ready, we have our tomatoes ready. And then to top it off, I also like to have cheese. And I use a vegan cheese. The one that I've found that melts the most is chow, or you don't have to use cheese at all. So now what I'll do, our portobello mushroom is definitely cooking well. So you'll notice if you want less of the Italian dressing, you can, take some off before you put it on your skillet. So then you'll top it off with your vegan cheese. And then it's nice to put a top on it as well so that it's able to create sort of like a vacuum of heat. So it allows the cheese to melt more effectively. So right now, just putting this on there and letting the cheese melt. And then I also like to have lettuce at the base of my sandwiches. You can use any type of leaf, lettuce leaf that you would like. Okay, so I have this at my base. Then I'll put some tomatoes. Alrighty. Now it's melting down very beautifully. That's why I like this chow cheese. It melts really well. But also, you do not need to use cheese at all. You can just put this directly on your bun. You can top it off with any type of sauce that you would like. You can put some fresh herbs and things like that in it as well. So now, I'm gonna take my top off, and be careful, might be hot. It's melted beautifully. I'd like you to see how it melts. Really nice. Okay. Now, I'm gonna take this up. Okay. This is a beautiful burger. I cannot wait to eat it. So now we're gonna put the portobello mushroom on top. Just slide that on there. And we'll top it off with our whole wheat bun. And there you have it. That brings us to our next recipe, which is mashed potatoes. The ingredients include 10 potatoes peeled and cut in half, 2 tablespoons of vegan butter, a half cup of soy milk unsweetened, a half teaspoon of kosher salt, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1 sprig of rosemary chopped, and 4 garlic cloves. So let's get started. Okay, so we'll take what you do with your potatoes. You boil them in water and you let them soften. And it's really key because this allows them to be more manageable when you're making your mashed potatoes. So all you do is you peel them, you put them in boiling water, and then when they are done, they will look something like this. So you just allow them to boil and then you can see how soft they are. They're very manageable. So they're ready to be mashed. So now I'll take this and I will just mash the potatoes. It's true to its name. So I will mash them together. And we're going to get ready to add all our different herbs and spices. So this just helps to make it manageable when we are making our mashed potatoes. Okay, so to season them, remember when it comes to plant-based food, and actually all types of food, especially plant-based food, you want to make sure you season it so well. I'm going to take some garlic. This is going to give it a lot of flavor. And what I'll do is I'll just take some garlic cloves. I'll chop them. You can buy them minced as well, already done for you. All right. So what we'll do is we will heat up a skillet, or you could use a saucepan. And we will also take some rosemary. When it comes to a sprig of rosemary, you can just take it like this. It's a super cool trick that I learned. And all you do is you pull down and you get all the different sprigs of rosemary, just like this. Well, actually, usually, there you go. Looks just like this. There it is. Okay, so we have our rosemary, and all we're gonna do is chop it up. I love the smell of rosemary. I like to add it in pizza, lots of different sauces. It's one of my favorite herbs. Okay. Now, so we have our skillet ready. We're going to take our potatoes like this, put them into our skillet. There we go. And now we're going to put some olive oil, or you can utilize water. We'll also put our garlic cloves. If you're using some water, you can just put a little bit of water in there. Okay, then we'll put our rosemary. Sprinkle it in. Next, we'll put some garlic powder. You can't get enough garlic, especially when it comes to your potatoes. It gives it a lot of flavor. Then you can put some water or your vegan butter. Then you just start to allow that to mix. Now to make it mashed potatoes, we're going to add some liquid, which is our milk. You can add some salt to taste. Mixing it. And it's really nice because they're mashed already. It's already starting to make the nice consistency and texture. There you go. Turn the heat down a little bit. Allow things to effectively combine. You can put it on like a low simmer. And right now I want to show you how it looks as we're combining everything. You can see the mashed potatoes are coming together. Okay. You can also put your masher in too if you'd like to do that as well. Essentially, I'm just making sure that everything is effectively mixing and coming together. Now, if you like it more creamy, I would recommend to add either more water or more soy milk. I added some water. You can see things are coming together. And there you have your mashed potatoes, and you just allow it to continuously come together and become more smooth, and then you'll have your finished product of mashed potatoes, which brings us on to our next recipe, which is gravy. The ingredients include 3 tablespoons of flour, 3 tablespoons of vegan butter, 2 cups of unsweetened soy milk or water, 3 tablespoons of Bragaminos, and salt to taste. So for our delicious mashed potatoes, it's nice to top it off with a nice gravy. So what we will do is we will take a saucepan and let it heat. At the base, you can put your vegan butter. You can also use less amount if you prefer. Okay, you'll let that melt. Now you will add flour. There's all different types of flour that you can use that are healthier, so use the flour that you prefer. Then you just stir it. And what happens is it creates like a roux. It's similar to a roux. It becomes thick and it clumps together. I'll show you. It clumps together like this. And so then you will now add some amino brags. Just pour this in. I really like using this instead of soy sauce because it has less sodium, it's non-GMO, and it's better for you than soy sauce, than typical soy sauce. Then you'll add your milk. And then you can whisk or stir. You just want everything to start to come together. And your goal is, as you are stirring, you want to start breaking down the roux or the base, which is the vegan butter and flour of your choosing. Just want to stir it. Okay. Until it continuously gets a little bit thicker. And let it simmer for some time so it can take on the flavors. Now, in this gravy, what you can do is you can put a little salt to taste. You can add some different herbs. If you want to do a spin, if you would like to make a different type of gravy, you can use this as a base, and you could add your additional seasoning for your gravy. So this is a nice base gravy that you can build from. And when you're done, all you do is you take it and pour it over your beautiful and delicious mashed potatoes and get ready to eat. This brings us to our next recipe, which is sweet potato fries. The ingredients include 3 sweet potatoes, 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil or water, 3 tablespoons of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of dried basil, 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of chicken-style seasoning. Now for our sweet potato fries, what we're going to do is take some sweet potatoes, you'll peel it, and once you're done peeling, you will just chop it into fry sections. So for example, I'll cut it in half, just like so, and then I'll be left with this, and then I'll cut it into 3 different segments. You can do long fries, it's up to your choosing. Cut them like this, these are really long, or if you want them shorter, you can cut in the middle. Also, sweet potato fries are coming together. I love this complex carbohydrate. It's delicious, and at the same time, it has great nutrients. I like baking it as well. So then, just making our fries. When I have my Portobello burgers, I really like to incorporate sweet potato fries on the side, especially when you're busy and you have so many different things to do. It's really nice to have a meal that you can make quickly and on the go. So for example, the Portobello burgers, if you let them marinate the day before, when you come home, all you have to do is take it out, put it on your skillet, let the sauces marinate, top it with cheese. You could do that in probably less than 10 minutes if you're quick. And then you just put your sweet potato fries. You can turn your oven on and then get them ready. So I'll show you the next steps. Let's just finish our sweet potatoes really quick. So we'll just cut it into 2 different slices for fries. And then we'll finish this. Okay, so now we have our sweet potato fries. I cut them up like this, but you can cut them up any way that you like. So I'll take the fries and put them in the bowl. And now it's time to dress them with the different seasonings that you like. So I'll take a little bit of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Cold pressed is preferred, but if you notice that when it comes to extra virgin cold pressed olive oil, it's refined less, so it's healthier for you. Less oil is better, so instead, if you don't want to use extra virgin olive oil, you can use water. It's a good way to supplement it out. All right. Then we'll use some garlic powder. We'll use some Italian seasoning. You can use some oregano as well. Then some chicken seasoning. Chicken style seasoning is really great to put over different dishes because it gives it that nice flavor, and it really accents the vegetable or the different ingredients of the dish that you're making. So you just let it toss. Now if you find you would like a little more moisture, for me I'll add some water. So just take some water right here, you can pour it in there. Helps it mix us around. There you go. And as you see, as you keep tossing it, they're really absorbing the different seasonings. So take a look at that. So this takes a different toll on what you think a sweet potato fry is. It's full of seasonings and flavor. So this is what I like to do when I make my sweet potatoes. Then I'll put a little bit more seasonings just in case, some more garlic. And then if you decide you want a little salt to taste, you can do that as well. They're a bit messy, so be prepared for that. I'm gonna put a little bit of, salt to taste. There you go. I like using Himalayan salt. It's less processed. So I put that in there. Okay. And we're done. Mix it up one more time. Where was that one going? We don't know. Now we're gonna put this on baking sheet. You can put something to allow it not to stick, or if you have a non-stick baking sheet, that's great. You'll arrange it just like this. They're so beautiful. I love the orange. It's very vibrant, and the different spices and herbs that are coming off of it just make it look beautiful. Look at that, right before it goes into the oven. Yeah. So what you'll do, now we'll put it in our oven and let it bake. Here we go. Can't wait to try these. Awesome. So while it's baking, let's just look over all the things that we made today. I had a blast. We started with our delicious Portobello burgers. They're really nice with the melted cheese on top. The vegan cheese is delicious. And then you also have a bed of lettuce under there. You can dress it as much as you like. You can put tomato under it as well. Next, we did mashed potatoes, and we topped it off with gravy. And last but not least, we had our sweet potato fries. So this is a delicious meal that you can share with all your friends and family and come together and share your experiences and thoughts. As always, it's been a pleasure cooking with you. Thank you for joining us at Creative Cooking, and hope to see you next time.